Live off Walton Way, I'm Samantha Williams. Live in Columbia County, Samantha Williams. I'm Samantha Williams, live on the scene, bringing you the latest. The main portion of the church, actually it's called the rectory, got the most damage. It's the portion of the building where 2 priests lived. Luckily, we're told they are all okay. They were not inside. The family of a man who has been missing for weeks wants answers. I'm Samantha Williams, live at the site where a prayer vigil happened just hours ago, bringing you the latest. There are crews still working to fix that water main that was broken. I'm going to introduce you right now to Mayor Greg Carswell. I know they've been working all day, Mayor, to try to find where the water main breakage was. The cave incident report says they contacted code enforcement when they saw this slant in the floor, which is the furnace, and then they came inside of the bathroom and says they saw mold or mildew here on the tile. Leaders are saying to still stay off the roads and inside of your homes if you can. Those gusty winds and rains, they have calmed down, but it's still very dangerous to drive. Those winds were actually so strong today, it took out a number of traffic signals. You can see here behind me, there's a crew. You can see behind me is Sale Charter School, but more is in the works. I talked with the superintendent who tells me just a few yards away, this hill behind me is going to come down and flatten, and a brand new middle school will be built and ready next year. Mary Barkley, when we showed up to this unlicensed personal care home, the owner, Weldon Burton, came to the door and willingly answered all questions from investigators. What we know so far is at least 4 people live in this home, paying anywhere from $100 to thousands of dollars each month. And now I'm going to step out of the way and let you get a first-hand look of these living conditions. So if you walk into one of these bedrooms, you'll see they've already stripped some of the bedding, but you can see it is actually bed bug infested. You can see blood stains on the mattress, just no living condition for anyone at all. And then we're going to step out here to the living room. We'll give you a look at that. You have the floors are completely dilapidated. Hundreds have walked through the doors of the new and improved Riverview Park facility. And although officials did not let media speak with any of the players or the coaches, I did speak with some of the parents who say what happens in this building has the potential to change the lives of the players. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on Good Morning Augusta. I'm Samantha Williams, in for Ashley Campbell.
And I'm Katie Reagan, here with maybe about, 3 hours of sleep after being on the evening show for Micah.
I missed you yesterday. Of course, we love Alicia Ray, but I missed you.
I missed you too, but it's going to be a great day. The forecast not looking bad at all. We will take a look at that coming up in just a bit.
Thanks, Katie. In Washington, Senator John McCain was honored one last time on the eve of his burial. Today, he will be buried at the Naval Academy. Mourners packed the National Cathedral to say their final goodbyes. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is on Capitol Hill with more.
Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
And here at home, a group of war veterans striving to raise awareness in the Garden City. The CSRA Vietnam War Memorial Initiative is building a memorial for those who served in the Vietnam War. It will be behind the Korean Memorial Wall in downtown Augusta, recognizing soldiers who died in the war. Dr. James Brady says the memorial allows those who served to get the appreciation they deserve.
We have 15,000 living Vietnam veterans.
The CSR Vietnam War Memorial Initiative is taking donations to help fund the memorial. For information on how you can help, go to our website, WJBF.com.
Note a look at temperatures over the next 7 days. Sam.
Thanks, Katie. Richmond County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding a missing man. Henry Thompson left his home on the 700 block of Sibley Road around 9 Saturday morning. The 85-year-old on your screen, you can see him right now, is 5'10" and weighs 125 pounds. Thompson suffers from dementia and diabetes. He typically wears beige or black pants, a white t-shirt, black shoes, and a black hat. Thompson frequents Lumpkin Road and Milledgeville Road. Call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office if you happen to see him. A man is dead after a deadly crash in Richmond County. Don Tavis Teasley was driving northbound on Peach Orchard Road at Morning Drive. A Honda pulled into that intersection and the 2 vehicles collided. Teasley's car flipped and he was then ejected. The 20-year-old was transported to Augusta University Medical Center where he was pronounced dead around 6:50 last night. And a car crash on I-20 westbound left 1 person dead Saturday morning as well. Richmond County Sheriff's Office says Jonathan Butler was traveling fast on I-20 when he hit 61-year-old Vernon Fagler's car. The impact pushed both of the vehicles off the interstate into a wooded area. Fake Lear died on the scene. Butler was transported to Augusta University Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. The 27-year-old is charged with driving too fast for conditions, following too closely, DUI, and vehicular homicide in the first degree. And the daughter of the victim who was in that crash is speaking out. Crystal Halford says she was the first person in her family to get the call that her father died. She says he was headed to an auto store and to grab food when the crash happened. After losing her loved one, she wants people in the CSRA to think twice before they drink and drive.
He was living his life with his family, and now he can't.
Halford says she plans to start an organization for DUI awareness in honor of her father. Now to Aiken County, where an early morning crash Saturday left a man dead and another injured. 69-year-old Daniel Llewellyn was pronounced dead at the scene of a one-vehicle crash. He crashed into a tree just before 7 a.m. The coroner says Llewellyn failed to stop at a stop sign on Storm Branch Road and Silver Bluff Road, then hit a large tree. His son, a passenger in the truck, was transported to AUMC where unknown injuries. The Aiken County Coroner's Office and the South Carolina Highway Patrol are investigating the crash. Now switching gears, as the summertime comes to an end, the Augusta Green Jackets are wrapping up their inaugural season at SRP Park. Fans have enjoyed the new ballpark that allows people to walk a complete circle around it. The park features a video board, which is a first for the team. They didn't have one at Lake Olmsted. The Green Jackets GM explains the new stadium is bringing a lot more people out to the games. The Green Jackets play tonight. First pitch is at 6:35. People who love tattoos and dogs have a chance to support both causes at the same time. Broad Street Tattoo Studio kicked off a fundraiser to help out Team Stinky Kiss yesterday. The artist drew these possum tattoos. You can get a forever memory of your furry friend for just $40. $10 will go to the rescue.
And my wife was like, you know what? They went above and beyond to help us.
This special lasts throughout the month of September. Leva suggests you call and make an appointment if you want to get a tattoo. Their contact info will be on our website, WJBF.com. And coming up after the break, we'll introduce you to a Georgia family that grew 3 times in only a matter of minutes. Stay tuned. Just a few streets behind me is where Drew's car was found last week, but still no Drew. That's why pastors, families, and his friends are calling on a higher power to try to bring home the father of 2.
We ask that their conscience touch them, Lord God, so that they may step forth, Lord God.
Rain didn't keep faith leaders and loved ones from joining hands Thursday night to pray and declare Andrew Cato returns home.
Oh, Lord, just touch.
He's been missing since May 5th. The only lead so far, Cato's car found near Dogwood Terrace. And investigators told the family his cell phone pinged off of a tower on Winter Road in the Brickyard Pond area.
And this is something Augusta needs to do more, is to come together. And this was a chance where we could say we care.
Cato's parents couldn't make it to the event. A family member tells us they were called to the sheriff's office.
I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but I just know that it's going in the right direction.
I want to cover all of this.
That call comes after the district attorney's office and sheriff's office spent the day searching and investigating the case.
Bring in some news, Lord God, that only you can bring, Lord God. Touch the siblings, Lord God. Touch the children, Lord God.
Cato has 2 young children, a boy and a girl.
The daughter, she's having a hard time. You know, she's letting the school know he's missing.
And Russell tells us Cato is not only a father, son, and friend. He is an inspiration to those around him.
We are saying that he will be found.
If you asked him to be there, he was there. If he could, whenever he got to you, you know, all right, I fix this. What else you need?
Cato's family is urging anyone who knows anything about this situation to please come forward. And you can do so anonymously by calling the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. Cave Task Force got the call last week from the Richmond County Sheriff's Office after Gold Cross responded to a patient here in the home. Members of the task force say this unlicensed personal care home is in dilapidated conditions.
Were you concerned to us going on and checking the property and talking to the client?
Yeah.
Cave investigator William Loomer tells us Gold Cross responded to the home to treat a patient, but something didn't quite look right.
They did a great job of talking to some of the residents who actually told them themselves that this was their personal care home.
In just 1 week, the task force gathered enough evidence to search the home.
For your benefit, we need to make sure that you're taken care of.
That man, one of the 4 people living inside of the home. 2 were out of the house during the raid.
The cave team, the court, you know, they want to talk to Ossie, and so they need you to bring her back immediately.
As District Attorney Natalie Payne and at least a dozen cave members searched the home, dozens of medications, checkbooks, and bills were strewn about.
I mean, multiple deposits on the same.
But no state or city license for Operation Insight. Cave member Sean Rhodes tells us years ago the home was licensed. Payne explains Weldon has been receiving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars each month from each patient.
We have one individual that has been living here for 17 years that was very upset about having to leave.
In the home, bed bug infested. This blood-stained bed where someone laid their head each night.
I actually see some dead bed bugs along there.
Within 2 hours, Weldon handcuffed, charged with operating an unlicensed personal care home. An investigator Limmer says more are on the way. In the house, condemned.
I mean, we are passionate about these victims. A lot of these victims don't have a voice. We want to be their voice.
Those 4 victims are being rehomed to licensed personal care homes today. We'll keep you updated on those pending charges. Today, we finally got some long-awaited answers on a case that happened nearly 2 months ago. It all went down in these apartments right behind me. I did speak with some people who live there, but they didn't want to talk on camera. They said it all just hits way too close to home.
Luckily, she made it out alive.
After reports that a woman was raped and her throat slit inside of her apartment, District Attorney Natalie Payne and the Richmond County Sheriff's Office have been looking for the suspect. And Monday, Payne sent out more details. She says the victim was driving in her car on March 15th between 1 and 2 a.m. when she stopped because of a car issue. That's when a black male between the age of 35 and 45 held the woman at knife point and made her drive back to her Colonial Court apartment. She was then bound, sexually assaulted, and robbed.
Most thieves are opportunists, and as soon as they see an opportunity, they take advantage of it.
DA Payne says she and the sheriff's office worked closely with the GBI to expedite the DNA results, but Payne tells us there's not enough male DNA to submit for identification, leaving the team with no suspect leads at this time. I talked with a girl who has walked Walton Way several times a week for the past 5 years. She believes the incident was out of the ordinary, considering the location.
I've talked to some of my friends who are also young women especially, who run weekly, and we've never had a problem. So I was really surprised at first.
But Rainey Niesler explained she stays prepared by carrying a fanny pack with pepper spray most of the time.
No matter where you are, I think there's always going to be this idea that as a young woman, you're much more, I think, much more inclined to be assaulted.
And an Augusta University student tells me although the incident hasn't made him feel unsafe on campus, an activist group he is a part of is working to be sure.
We're trying to see if we can sit down with Augusta University Police and just to see what steps are being taken to make sure that all our students here on campus are safe.
DA Natalie Payne says the victim has been cooperative throughout the investigation, and she's hopeful that advances in technology will help in identifying a suspect. Now, if you have any information on suspect leads, call the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. I have all that information posted on our website, WJBF.com. It's still a pretty big mess out here. There's even a rope and keep out sign preventing people from coming onto the Lady A lawn. Now, tonight commissioners had 5 choices on how to move forward with that damage, and they all agreed the best decision is to simply let Mother Nature run its course. This all goes back to November when the uncertainty of the park's future left the community protesting, fundraising, and even petitioning to save the 64 acres of land and honor Henry Barclay's will. Well, this all comes after one of the 3 trustees planned to sell the land to a development company. Well, after today, Mr. Barclay's will for the park to remain a park in its entirety forever will live on. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
Okay, that's good.
I've already had mine this morning.
Oh, good.
Not bacon. I'll have to get bacon after.
Okay, the only thing I like is crab legs, so if I can have crab legs for breakfast, then I'll be good.
Happening right now on Good Morning Augusta. All week, News Channel 6 has shown how the line has grown at the JBA for tickets to the biggest country music concert in the CSRA. The Guitar Pool is a fundraising event that sells out every year. News Channel 6's Devin Johnson is live at the James Brown Arena with all the fans waiting for the box office to open. Devin, how's the atmosphere out there? After a year-long battle with brain cancer, Senator John McCain has succumbed to his illness, passing away last night at home in Arizona. His wife and children nearby. Surrounded by police escorts, Senator McCain was taken to the morgue shortly after his death. Coverage you can count on continues with Donald Trump's rapid-firing tweets blaming Democrats for failing to make an immigration deal. But while he may be on offense, it's his own profane comments that many continue to find offensive. With new outrage abroad and lawmakers in his own party now forced to defend the president. ABC's David Wright has more. The old 209 Cafe has had this for sale sign up for years, but plans for Augusta's first nano distillery could change the atmosphere on the riverfront. Joe McBride, he is a longtime member of the church and actually the principal of the school for many years as well. Joe, you saw it all go down. You were just right across the street. Tell me about it. The Hideout here has two entrances. You can see to my right, an entrance to the non-smoking bar, and then take a few steps down, an entrance to the smoking bar. We asked a plant worker if the situation can be tracked through the pipes to find out where that baby came from, but they directed all the questions to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. Like I said, this is a developing story and open investigation, so we will be sure to keep you updated, and I'll have more tonight at 10 and 11. It is under construction right now. It's $58 million, but that did not stop Governor Nathan Deal from already investing in a second facility. Investigators, the crime scene unit, and District Attorney Natalie Payne just left the scene. Coroner Mark Bowen tells us that his body will be sent off in the morning to the GBI lab in Atlanta. Several homes here in the CSRA without power. Specifically behind me off Rhodes Drive, you can see a massive tree has fallen on this power line, causing a lot of debris here. You can see here on the grassy area, tons of tree limbs that have been moved off of the road so people can drive. Man, I sure hope Gracie has been adopted by now. It's been what? 2 years?
So look at that face, though. It's so sweet.
So sweet.
She'll be a good addition to a home. So here's hoping she's found her way to
Makes
a
me
home.
want to call right now, make sure.
Just double check.
Yes.
How would Luli feel?
Oh, Luli would be very jealous. You're very right. Thanks for bringing up that.
I think Charlie would too.
I've thought about it. I want to get a dog when Luli is 5 years old, so that it'll keep Luli young. And then when Luli goes to doggy heaven, I'll have someone. I'm going to switch gears.
Okay.
Halloween is coming up.
Oh yeah, so you were talking about this during
Yes. And I want to be I Dream of Jeannie. What do you think?
I like it.
What are you going to be? Have you decided yet?
Last year I was Audrey Hepburn from Breakfast at Tiffany's. So we'll see what I decide about this year, but we have.
That's so cute.
What, month and a half?
I Dream of Jeannie. Isn't that what she does?